name is Christy. I'm 15 years old. Do your close ones limit your freedom? My house is a real prison because my father controls my mum and I's every step. But not even he could foresee what would happen to me. I have dreamt of travelling to South Asia since the time I watched TV programs in my childhood. Burma, Bangladesh, Nepal. But I can't even imagine how to make my dream come true. When I am not home, my father calls me 100 times throughout the day, making sure everything is okay. As though I'm a little girl. I can't even go to a school party, let alone Asia. There are cameras everywhere in our house. Any movement is filmed. My mum also suffers. Dad doesn't let her work. She sits at home and rarely goes anywhere. Recently, as soon as Dad would go to work, she would lock herself in the basement. He's an actual tyrant. One day, I noticed a strange growth appearing on my legs. It made its way through my skin, like thorns in a rose. I put antiseptic on it and put on long pants so then no one noticed. The next day, this growth became bigger. Of course, the first thing I did was show it to Mum. She was horrified. Her eyes lit up. She said it was a bad sign. I asked, maybe I should go to the doctor. No, they won't be able to help you, she said. Don't tell anyone. And I didn't tell anyone, especially Dad. But a few days later, the growth was already all over my legs, like small tree branches. When Mum saw them, she told me the truth. Dad had fully gone insane, and if he would see that I'm sick, he would lock me in the house, forever. But Mum had a plan. She couldn't tell me everything right away, but she promised to prepare. She said we will soon run away and everything will be okay. I was so scared, but I wanted to believe her, as it's my mum. To calm me down, she made me a tasty dinner, but it ended tragically. At first, everything was okay. We ate my favourite veal steak with asparagus and green peas. Mum acted totally normal, not mentioning my growth, and didn't try guessing what exactly caused it. But then she brought tea with apple pie. Afterwards, I felt that my head became heavy, my body felt strange, and my legs became cold. It felt like the world was melting around me, and I couldn't do anything about it. I had just enough time to say, Mum, something is happening with my body, and I blacked out. I woke up in a dark and unknown room to me. I knocked on the door and yelled. My head hurt, as though it was a voodoo man's tambourine. Mum appeared. She said that yesterday a chemical war started across the world, and so to save ourselves, we hid in the bunker. What the hell is this place? Why does my family have a bunker? Dad has gone fully mad. But where is he? Mum said nothing. Then she said I needed to get a vaccination because my growth is the first sign of the chemical weapon use. Mum brought the first aid kit. I trusted her. She injected me with something and I fell asleep. But the next day, I felt even worse. The skin covered by the growth hurt, and I began turning into bark. I wanted to get outside so much. I felt like I would grow into a tree being in this bunker. Suddenly, I heard my mum scream in the next door room. Judging by the sounds, Dad had attacked her. I was awfully scared, but then she quieted down. My father's footsteps were headed in the direction of my room. I froze in fear. Everything which happened next was a blur. It seems I lost consciousness, maybe due to fear, because at that moment I was awfully scared of my own parents. I woke up in a hospital room. Beside me was Father, who was holding me by the hand. Ends up Mum was suffering of schizophrenia. Even though that it was mild, she was fixated on the idea of a chemical attack, a war, and the end of times. Dad really loved her, so he controlled her and gave her medications. But actually, her condition was so bad that all of this time she was fortifying the bunker in the secret room which led from our basement. When she saw my growth, it was a sign to act. She thought that it was the first sign of a chemical strike. Mum put sleeping pills into the food, broke the cameras in the house, and led me to the bunker. Dad barely found me, and Mum, she's in a mental hospital. I feel sorry for her because she didn't want to harm me. My growth is a rare disease, epidermodysplasia variform. Complicated, right? There are a few people in the world with the same problem. For example, a girl from Bangladesh. Father promised that I would definitely be able to go meet her, as there are so few of us in the world and mutual support wouldn't be bad. In addition, my dream of going to South Asia would come true. Have you thought about the fact that people around you can end up being completely different than how you imagine them to be, with their own scary secrets? Let us know in the comments, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above return,